Hello everyone, sorry I'm late. I'm having a problem breathing today, so if I say I can't breathe, I'm leaving, you'll know what happened. For the moment, I'm going to struggle through this mentally. Let me open up my thing so I can make you a moderator while I still got the chance. I'm not feeling too swift, I can't breathe very well, and I don't really want to go to the hospital at this point. But it is a possibility. At this point, I'm going to leave it open. Let's see what happens. Let me sign on to make you a moderator while I can. So at least we get that part taken care of. I have to do it on the main screen. I can't do it on the StreamYard stream. I have to be on here. Okay. Yeah, we just started. I just got here, Courtney. Hold on a second. Let me get Melanie moderator. All right. All right, Melanie, you should be able to add any links now. You should have a blue wrench and you should be able to add links. So give it a chance. Give it a try. I didn't post anything obviously yet. Like I said, I am struggling with my breathing right now. So if it doesn't calm itself down, I may have to go to the hospital. So we are going to go as if nothing's happening right now. I don't want to start a riot. I just want everybody to know if I suddenly disappear, it's because I called the hospital, the ambulance. Because the last thing in the world I want to do is start the hospital trips again. It's all I did last year. But breathing's an issue for me. And you could probably hear it in my talking that I'm struggling to breathe. So, I hope you got my email, Melanie. I tried to do that earlier. I don't know if there's another one, but I caught a couple that I didn't see. So hopefully I got all your emails. I printed out the agreement for my records and saved a copy in my folder. So I don't know if something happened. If the stream paused, maybe it's going wonky again. It's been working all right since I got the Ethernet cable. But if it starts to stop and go, let me know. If I freeze, let me know, because on my end it looks fine. Yeah, I got it. I had trouble opening it at first. And then it wouldn't, of course, it wouldn't let me save or print it. So I had to enable, he gave me an option to enable. So I enabled it so I could print it and put the copy of it in the folder. So I have both the printout and the attachment, in attachment file in my digital folders. So that way that's taken care of. And that's, set up. Now, I've started working on Angel's Cove, and I'm actually changing part of it because as I am getting better at this, and as I've read some more things about writing these type of stories, I knew I had to add people in from book 2 so that the 2 books, so I can do the series. I started changing the story a little bit. Excuse me. So when you do get it to read, it might be a little bit different from the first time you read it. Maybe it paused when I changed you to moderator. So you should have a blue wrench next to your name, and you should be able to post any link you want to in there. Like I said, I have no problem with people posting their books or anything else. I have no problem with that. Can't do it in some groups, obviously, but yeah, in this group you have the power, and I do allow it. It's not a problem. You're welcome. I have to keep prompting Jen because she's like, I'm embarrassed. I say, put your book link in there when we have some new people. You know, most of the time the people will go and buy her book, and it's like, I have to keep telling you, put it in there. So you also have the power now, and you can post your link. So that takes care of that. So now I don't have to worry about doing it. And yes, Courtney, if you're still here, we did just start. Like I said, I did have a brief moment there where I wasn't sure whether to call the ambulance, or start streaming. So I'm streaming and see how things go. Right now I can, I don't know how that works, because a lot of times you can't get back into the actual messages. They don't always show you the chat. So you may or may not be able to do that. Oh, Melanie, as I was trying to say, because I was late, is because I can't breathe. I'm struggling to breathe. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but I'm having trouble breathing. So if it doesn't go away soon, not that I want to, I will have to call the ambulance. Calling my daughter is a pain. If I can't breathe, it's much easier to go by ambulance than it is to wait for my daughter, who has to take forever to get here. And, you know, whatever. It's easier just to go by ambulance if I'm not breathing, you know, if I'm having a breathing problem. So, no, I don't want to call right yet. Yes, it is getting a little difficult. I'm sure you can probably hear the struggle as I try to breathe in and out. So I'll do this for a little while. But if I say I don't feel good, I'm leaving, you'll know what happened. I have a little button here. All I have to do is push it. Thank you, Courtney and Melanie. It's only a button away. It's all charged, so all I have to do is push it. And they'll be here. And they call my daughter and tell her, so I don't even have to do that part. Because I don't. Then she doesn't have to give me. She'll call me. I'll be on the stretcher, and she'll be calling me. It's like, God, you wait until I get to the hospital before you start pounding me. But I don't want to call her and say, look, I'm having trouble breathing, because she'll just say, call the ambulance. So yeah, it is nice and easy. And it's much easier. All I have to say is, I'm having trouble breathing. No questions asked. The ambulance is dispatched. There's a guard at the door. He lets them in the apartment if it's locked. So I'm taken care of. Don't worry. Just having trouble breathing. Yeah, that's what I mean. Let them call her and deal with this, because she'll just yell at me. Who needs to be yelled at when you're feeling like you can't breathe, right? That's my daughter for you, though. That's the way she deals with things. She'd rather yell at me about it. And she just lost her father-in-law. He just passed away. So right now, I'm sure nerves are on end. And the last thing she's going to want to hear is, I need to go to the hospital again. But what am I supposed to do? If I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And unfortunately, with the congestive heart failure, I can't take too much risk, because it could mean that my lungs are full of fluid again. And if that's the case, then I have to, you know, have that fluid drained out. So, I mean, my legs aren't really swollen. I looked at, they're a little swollen. They're always a little swollen. They don't look super bad. So, yeah, that was a new development. The congestive heart failure, that was this past year. And so that's a new development. The sleep apnea I've had, but they made me go back on a BiPAP machine because they said your heart's already shutting down, and it's just a matter of time before the rest of your organs start shutting down. I got, the lecture, so I'm back on the BiPAP machine. So I'm using that again to try to keep the rest of my organs from shutting down. So, but anyhow, like I said, I started rewriting, and I'm thinking of a different way of doing this and rewriting it, and I got a few other ideas. So I mean, a lot of the story will remain the same, but there's going to be some differences. And I don't think I'll send it back to beta readers before sending it to, unless there's a lot of time left after I get done writing. But this is the prep for NaNoWriMo, and April is NaNoWriMo. So unless I'm going to be editing all NaNoWriMo, I got 2 stories to do now since I added the memoir. It's small, the memoir's small. It's not real big. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a rough year. Very rough year. In the hospital I had colitis too. Right after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving morning, I woke up in terrible stomach pains. And you know what else I woke up with. And I'm like, something's wrong because it's not going away. Usually if you get a stomach virus, you clean out your stomach, and then you might have, some cramps off and on, and, you got a little bit more, but that's it. But this was just getting worse and worse. And I said, it's starting to, I can't breathe. It's starting to affect my breathing. And so I had to end up pushing the button again. I'm like, I said, I got stomach pains and good old diarrhea here. And I was vomiting. And I said, I don't have any strength. I can't even get out of the bathroom. So they said, well, we're 911 and we got to go now. And I'm like, I'm not ready to go now. And they're like, you got to go now. And I went with nothing. I had no shoes. I had no nothing. I said, could you please grab my shoes? Bad enough I'm in shorts and I have no coat. At least grab my shoes so I have something on my feet. They gave me my shoes and grabbed my purse. And the guard locked my door. And I get to the hospital, and it just kept going and going. And here they took a CAT scan. They go, you've got colitis. I'm like, what the hell? They said my whole, my intestines were all blocked up. They were the whole large intestine and part of the small. And my stomach couldn't handle anything. And I'm still struggling every now and then. Certain foods bother me. I still can't. And that was the end of November. And the only thing they can think, because they put me through a colonoscopy to make sure, they think that I had a major case of food poisoning because I had a restaurant meal for Thanksgiving. Because I called my daughter. I said, you guys sick? She said, no, why? I said, because I'm sick. And I think it's what I had yesterday. She goes, well, we didn't eat the same food you had. We got you something else. You wanted turkey. So we got you the turkey and ham dinner, and we all had chicken pot pie. I said, oh, well, I'm sick. And they think it's food poisoning. I won't go to that restaurant. Not after that. I never had anything. I've had food poisoning before, but never that bad. Yeah. I'd love to write, and I don't have much else to do anyhow. So, yeah, I like my story. I'm changing it up a little bit, but I like my story. Yeah, I was writing this afternoon. Normally I would have been sleeping, but I decided to stay up and write this afternoon. And trying to figure out how to do this. I've had food poisoning, but not that bad. to the point that it closed up my intestine. My intestines were all blocked. I mean, oh my God. I was on solid IV, no fluid or any solids in my stomach at all. Solid IV. Then after that, they let me have some liquids, and that was it for several days. And then as soon as we tried solid food, oh my God. And they kept insisting I had to keep trying it, and they were going to send me home. And they said, well, we can't keep you here till it goes away, because it's going to take a while, but you're going to have to go home. But they put me on food, and I said, and of course, instant, problem again. So they kept me a couple more days after that, and they said, well, now you got to go. I said, great, I'm not leaving my apartment. He wants to be out in public with that going on. But yeah, that occupied me this afternoon, gave me a chance, because I'm redoing the whole thing. She's no longer a doctor. I found 2 jobs, the restaurant job, which I didn't want to lose. And I found a way with the restaurant, I can add these people together so that the stories are connected. Oh yeah, food poisoning, especially that food poisoning, having it to that strength. I never had that before. I've had food poisoning, which is bad enough, but this was something else completely. Yeah. Oh God, the few days before Christmas. I got it today after Thanksgiving. I'm like, Jesus. It's like, what did you give to me, kid? How nice that you all ordered something different and gave me the food that was poisoned. I was the only one who ate the food, that food. They ate food there, but not the same stuff. And they're guessing that's where it came from. Because the timing of it, when it happened and whatnot, they said it's the right timing. So I'm like, great. So that was happy Thanksgiving to me. But yeah, so she's not a doctor anymore. Still works at the restaurant. And I'm changing that whole Sarah section in the beginning to have her talking to the person who's going to be in book 2, to put a connection in there. Plus, instead of just sitting there kind of talking to herself, basically, because it's just her thoughts, she's not, really talking to anybody. I'm making it a section where she's actually, having a conversation with somebody and telling somebody, what she did and what a stupid thing it was and all that. Burger King. I went to a Chinese restaurant buffet, and we go there all the time. Well, not anymore. I haven't been there, but I ate the raw clams. I love raw clams. Not that time. I got sick. So I was the only one who got sick because nobody else eats raw clams but me. So I got food poisoning from the raw clams. So they were actually testing for parasites. Well, they did this time too. They did so many tests. It said, well, we need samples. We need more samples. Well, it'll be coming. Just give me more food. It'll come. Believe me, it'll come. So yeah, raw clams did it to me. I forget, I had it another time too. It wasn't the first time. But they had to check for parasites because they had raw clams. You like that change? So instead of that just being a section where she's complaining to herself, basically, she's actually talking, having a dialogue with somebody, which introduces someone from book 2 now. And because they'll be working in the same restaurant. And book 2 is partially started because that's the one I've been writing in prompts in my blog. So that's, although the one I did in my blog won't be the actual complete story, because I had to keep it family friendly and happy ending. So that was, I said, well, I said, I got to end this now because I came up with an idea and I'm like, that's not going to be considered family friendly. And I wasn't ready to develop it that much yet. So I just put a few notes down and I ended the story on a happy ending. So, but I'll be taking all of that story to be book 2 and just a kind of an outline from what I wrote in the prompts, and then of course fill it out and make it a full book. And then I'm working on 3 right now. I was going to use another one for 3. I still might. This one might end up being 4. Excuse me, 4. But I'm doing another one with the blog with the prompts. And I'm doing another one. I don't know. It may not work out because it may not end up going anywhere. It depends on whether. This one, second one, happened to be one of those things where it clicks and you say, oh, that's me. You know, I can see it. It's an actual story and I can go with it. This third one, I'm not sure. It's still in the beginning stages, so I have to see how things go. Well, I can't even eat raw vegetables. I mean, I used to eat a few raw vegetables, but now I have to be very careful with like carrots and stuff. Even more so because they used to bother me before I had a problem. I still can't have regular milk. I have to have lactose-free milk. I hate milk, white milk, so I put chocolate in it. And so I figured, well, I've been eating cheese and ice cream without too much trouble, so let me get regular milk. Why, if one thing, I found I didn't like the taste of the regular milk. I really actually prefer the taste of the lactose-free milk. But I only drink it with chocolate in it. I don't like white milk or yogurt. Makes me sick. But if it has enough chocolate to cover the taste, I can get it down. But I love raw clams. They were such a treat as a kid with my grandparents. Used to love it, and I can't. After what just happened, I'll never do that again. Never. Yeah, yogurt is gross. Disgusting. I know my kids all eat it, not me. Kids, my grandkids, but I don't. No way. But I'm still on lactose-free milk because I noticed the regular milk was still giving me stomach problems and I didn't like the taste. So I found out I preferred the lactose-free milk anyhow. Costs more though. You take something out of something, it costs more. And that's just the way everything is. If they take something out, you pay more. It's funny. So, well, we've been talking. I haven't been thinking about how miserable I'm feeling. That's a good thing. I mean, I'm still breathing difficulty. I mean, it's still, a little bit of a struggle. Not to the point that I feel that I have to go to the hospital. But I don't know what's going to happen later. I just have to keep myself aware. And this time, try to get my shoes and stuff on and a coat before they drag me out of here. Because there's nothing like getting to the hospital in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and nothing else. And then you have to go home. It's like freezing outside and you've got nothing. And with the way the rules are now, with no visitors and stuff, my daughter couldn't even come get me clothes and bring them to me. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I guess it has been. Oh, it's been a, yeah, 7:27. Well, it started before that. I was late because I was taking a breathing treatment with albuterol, which is a faster acting nebulizer breathing treatment, and with the hope it would help. I'm not sure it's helped much because if I get up and walk across the room and I can't breathe, if I'm having this much trouble when I'm sitting down, if I get up and walk across the room, I'm going to have an issue, which will mean calling the doggone hospital. I mean, the door, pushing my button. All I have to do is push the button and say I can't breathe. They take care of the rest. So, no, not much improvement, which is concerning. It was really big. I went to get in the shower. Now I get showered with, get bathed by an aide. So I climbed in the tub and I couldn't breathe down. I said, just hold on, I can't breathe. So it was already starting. Hi, Charlie. How are you? So it was already starting then. And then, of course, when I get out, it's always, again, I have a breathing problem. She got me dressed. And I came out here and I'm like, I can't breathe. So she kind of looked at me and was like, I said, go home. I said, go home. She said, well, if you need anything, call. I said, I will. I'll be fine. Go home. She's pregnant. She feels sick. I don't need her here. She's got enough problems. She don't need me to be concerned about. I am uncomfortable because every breath is a struggle. Everyone. I don't know whether you can hear it or not. I can feel it, but I don't know what you can hear. So the fact that I couldn't even get in the bathtub without the breathing problem was the start of the whole thing. And then getting out was just making it worse. And then getting dressed and then coming, because she helps me get dressed too. And then came out here and I'm like, oh gosh, now I got to go on here. So I did the treatment real quick, but it's not working. So Charlie is doing all right. I'm trying not to take the time to relearn software that changed everything on the update. Oh gosh. Yeah, I am more tired. It's a struggle. When you're struggling to breathe, it's hard. It takes a lot out of you. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, it's a bad breathing day. I've got things scheduled, and if I end up before I push the button, I'll cancel everything so it doesn't. Of course, I got a gate. I have annual scheduled for Saturday to be a guest, and I don't know. They might send me home if I go to the hospital. I can't guarantee they're going to keep me. There is no guarantee they're going to keep me, and but I don't want to keep them all. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. And since I have him set up, because he's not really, he's had his own live streams, but was trying to get him used to being a co-host because he's going to do the worldwide write-a-thon, and that's going to be a biggie. I'm talking too much, like in one sentence. I got shorter sentences so I can breathe in between. Don't worry about what you have scheduled. You're worried. I'm a little worried. If you've never had problems breathing, you have no idea what it feels like. It's scary. It really is scary. Because I'm sitting here and I can't breathe. If I was running down the hallway and couldn't breathe, I could say, well, that's normal because, okay, I'm straining, my lungs and I'm running down the hallway and I can't breathe. But I'm sitting here for the last, 30 minutes on here and like 15 minutes beforehand taking the treatment before I came on. Yeah, I have asthma. There's severe asthma. But then there's the issue with the congestive heart failure. If the fluid's in my lungs, that makes breathing very difficult. And that's it. Am I having a major asthma attack or do I have fluid in my lungs? They won't know that without an x-ray. What's TJAT mean? Oh, the, the congestive heart failure is what's concerning and why you should get it looked at. Well, see, that's the thing. I'm just taking my weight every day, and if I gain more than 3 pounds in one day or more than 5 pounds in a week, well, I've been eating more too. But then in other times, I'm not. So it's hard for me. I don't want to be calling the doctor every day and say, oh, well, I put 3 pounds on, but then the next day, oh, well, I took them back off again. And, it's like, I know what they told me I'm supposed to do, but doctors don't like to be bothered all the time. And if I don't know that there's a problem, and that's what I hate. And then my kids get mad at me if I go to the hospital and make them come and it isn't something major. If I'm not dying, then to them I'm an inconvenience, is basically what it is. Though right now, after just losing her father-in-law, I think she'd be a little bit more concerned. I don't know how she's going to react if this happens. And it's better happening earlier than later. It's just I hate to upset the family. I don't think I'm having a overdose problem. I don't think. I have Narcan in the house in case, because I accidentally overdosed because my kidneys quit working. Hi, Greg. Ho, ho, ho. It's not that time of year yet. My kidneys quit working. I was in kidney failure. My blood pressure was under 50. And I was in overdose because my kidneys weren't flushing out the drug and I didn't know it and kept taking I'm on opioids. And I kept taking them and I had an accidental overdose, which, talk about scary, that was scary. And so I have Narcan in the house, but I don't know what the heck I don't think I'm having an overdose. My kidneys are working just fine. So I'm pretty sure I'm not having an overdose problem. And I don't feel the same way because I couldn't even think with that. So I'm pretty sure it's not that. And I don't think I had a breathing problem with that either. So I don't think it's that issue. Again, hope not. Melanie says, Don't put off taking care of your health because of what other people think. That's on them. You know, it's easy to say, but when your kids are like this, I'm really ashamed of my kids for the way they act. Because they grew up with their grandfather taking care of their grandmother most of their lives. And he did that for her entire life. He did everything for her. He took care of her. She couldn't do anything. She had Parkinson's disease and dementia at the end. And they grew up that way, learning that you take care of family. Where did I get kids that don't seem to think that you take care of family? I get, Mom, I have my own kids to take care of. I can't be taking care of you. What do you think of kids like that? Kids suck. I don't know where, I don't know. They just weren't brought up that way. I don't understand it at all. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to do anything. It hasn't gotten worse. I can still breathe. A little hard, but I can still breathe. So we'll see how it goes. I know, Melanie, you said you weren't staying for the sprint, right? That you had to go. Melanie has a wrench now, and she has a editing company, so she can put her link in. You can stick her. All right. If it'll make you feel better, okay. I don't want to keep you from your work. So Melanie can put in links now because she has an editing company for anyone who may need editing services. I'm going to be using them. I decided to do it the right way. That way, if I do decide to publish, they'll be ready to go. I wasn't going to, but then it would just be my editing, and I know I'm not perfect. So I'm not trained in editing. And so I decided to go ahead and have it done. Yeah, there's her link. So if anybody needs any editing or knows anybody who's looking for somebody, let them know about Melanie. She's going to be working on mine. You're welcome, Melanie. Like I said, I like to let my friends post their links. Anybody who has a book to sell, I don't mind. You can post your book if you have one that's, published and whatever. But I have to keep reminding Jen. She gets so embarrassed. By now I think everybody knows about the book, so it's probably not too many people left that don't know about her book. But she was kind of embarrassed when I did that to her. You haven't been here the last couple of days because your messed up sleep cycle didn't line up. Well, I know about those crazy things. You just woke up. Don't know how much I can really do in the next sprint. Just do what you can. No pressure. And I'm in no pressure to pressure anybody right now. I'm having my own issues. Let's see. Do you want to try sprinting to see if maybe not talking for a little bit helps out the breathing? It might help. Give me a break. Greg says, I have been productive, though. I uploaded a new video just over 24 hours ago and went from 72 to 98 subscribers. Very pleased. Very good. You're almost the lucky number 100. Yay. Good job. Greg is talking to you, Melanie, in case you missed it. So we can start a sprint and give me a chance to stop chattering here and see if my breathing goes down. Oh, I should check. You know what? I didn't even think to check my. I gotta check that. I've got a, what do you call it? Pulsometer or whatever? Pulse ox. Pulse ox. Yeah. I should check it and see what it's at. Well, just walking across the room, that was not good. Heart rate's high. Oxygen levels all right. All right, heart rate, come on down. Oh. Oh. Heart rate's pretty high there. The oxygen level's okay, but my heart rate's not. All right, starting to come down. I don't know exactly what the normal number is for your heart rate. But since it was well over 100, I know that's not right. I'm usually under 100. All right, it's coming down. I think normally it's like 74, 75. Check that. Yeah, I'm usually between 75 and 80. I'm still at 96 according to this. Heart rate, that is. My pulse ox is at 95, and that's okay. So there's oxygen in my blood, but my heart rate is high. I'm okay. I'm just letting it calm down. Trying to let it calm down. My pulse ox is dropping now. I'm sorry, I'm scaring everybody. Was either ignore the whole thing or come on and see if it's settled itself down, because sometimes it settles itself down. Shit. Come on now. I forgot I had this little thing. They told me to get one because of my problem. Don't apologize. Please take care of yourself. Doesn't seem like it's getting better, and if it took this much from you after a couple of steps. I know. I know. Anybody here in contact with NUL? Is it just me? I'm not even sure who's still here. Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out if anybody here is in contact with NUL. I have contact with them because of Instagram, because of because we are supposed to have a stream together on Saturday. I need to contact. Maybe I'll just send them a thing. Greg's here and Melanie's still here. You know how to get a hold of them? Courtney's still here. If it gets to the point, just let him know. If I can't let him know myself. I'm still in the 90s. My heart rate's still in the 90s. Crap, man, I don't want to do this. Where is... All right, I'm going to cancel. How do I cancel these? I'm not sure how you cancel them. Let's see. Delete. I'm going on before I push the button, because once they get here, I won't be able to do anything. Just hang in there a second. All right. And I left a message. I canceled all the notifications on Instagram. The only thing I didn't cancel was the streams. Yeah, I was going to give them a chance to co-host and get a little bit of a chance to understand how it works before throwing them into the because that's going to be a large group of people. I left them a message. I have to go to the bathroom. That'll let me know. If I can't, when I come back from the bathroom, if I can't breathe very well, I will push the button, okay? But I got to go now. So let me go and see what happens. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Not good. I'm wheezing now. Thank you. Answer already. Yes, I can't breathe with very little exertion. I can barely breathe. I'm very weak. As far as I know, it's fine. They're on the way. My blood sugar is sky high. Oh, and I just sent you a message. Just to let you know. I'll let you know if it's back on, but right now I have to cancel everything. Because I don't know whether I'll be back or not. Well, I'll be back eventually. I don't plan on dying. I just mean I don't know if I'll be back in time for the, what you call it. I can't think right now. They're sending somebody. They should be here soon. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Angel. I was trying to figure out how I could get a hold of you and let you know. I don't feel well at all. Actually, I feel a lot worse. You know what? My heart rate is really racing. It's 128. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I learned a long time ago that it's better to laugh, or the other alternative is to cry. So I don't want to cry. So I'd rather laugh. That's what it said. I mean, who can say with these little things how super accurate they are? But since usually it says 75 to 80 is my normal. It's going up and down between 128 and 100. They should be here fairly soon. They're not far from me. Let me turn the fan off. I don't need all the electricity in the place running. For sure. When they get here, I'll click off. My sugar was 304. I didn't take my insulin with dinner. That was part of the problem. But that doesn't usually cause that much issue. This much issue. I am shaking like you wouldn't believe. Here's my daughter. Missed the call. Of course I missed the call. I can't even think at this precise moment how the frig to call her back. Isn't that terrible?
Hello?
Hey, I can't.
Hey, the emergency thing just called me.
I can't breathe, Kathy. My heart rate is super high. I wasn't going to call. I was online talking to my friends, and they're all concerned, and they're all like, you got to call because you're sounding worse as time goes on.
Okay.
So,
they just called me and told me they sent an alert.
They're sending. Yeah, I pushed a button.
Yeah, because they said they got the alert button, so they just called me now and said that they're sending their emergency services.
Yeah.
So that you can't breathe and what your blood pressure's high?
My heart rate is well over 100 and some. It was 128 on my little thing, which is super high, and my blood sugar is really high. And, well, it could be worse, but it was high. And I'm sitting here shaking like crazy. My friends are all online with me right now. They're staying with me online till the ambulance gets here.
All right.
So I don't.
Yeah. Do you have all your stuff that you need to take with you?
I got the coat. I got to remember to grab the coat and the purse. The shoes are on my feet.
Any pills? Yeah.
Well, they don't let you take pills there. Can't take your own pills.
Well, whatever. But yeah, make sure you got a coat and stuff. It's freezing outside.
Yeah. I got it. Just have to put it on. But any little exertion, I can barely talk.
When it just happened, or what happened?
No, it's been going on for about an hour or 2 hours. 6:30. 6:30 it started. No, actually it started with Christina. I couldn't get into the shower because I couldn't breathe. And I got out of the shower and I couldn't breathe. And I still couldn't breathe when she left, so I took a treatment with the albuterol, and that didn't help. And I got online, and they've been listening to me, and they can hear, I can barely talk, they can see me shaking, and it's getting worse. So they're all here for me right now, making sure I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, they're not physically in the room with me, but they're as close to me as they could be.
Yeah. They can see you.
They can see me.
Can they hear me too?
They can hear you, yes. At least I assume they can all hear you. Since you're talking, we're sitting right next to the speaker, so I'm sure they can hear you too.
All right. What did when you hit the button? How long ago was that?
I don't know, 10 minutes maybe.
All right. Yeah, they just called me.
A couple minutes before you called me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they were calling me from 1877 number. I'm like, I usually don't answer. I'm like, no, I better answer it.
I'm glad you did too. Melanie says your mama is awesome. It's one of my friends.
Okay. They should be there soon, I'm assuming, since they sent something over.
They should. They're not usually, unless they're out on the call, they're usually here. You know, they're right behind the building.
Right.
Unless they're out on a call.
Yeah. Just be prepared. You know, when they come in, they're going to say, oh, well, you can breathe because you're talking. You know how sarcastic they get. So
I
just
know.
let it go and just go with them.
I know. I've been through it enough times. Yeah, I'm used to them telling me that. There's smart asses.
So you're having a hard time breathing. You can't breathe. So you're having a hard
I'm
time
having a
breathing.
hard time breathing. And my heart rate is like super high according to this little gadget here.
Mm-hmm.
They've been with me the whole time and they said, you look worse.
Check any new medications or anything?
No new medications. No. Nope. And my bladder's working, so I don't think that's the issue. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, am I having an overdose issue? No, my bladder's working. It can't be an overdose issue.
Okay.
I don't know if I just heard a door knock or not.
You better go check if you can get up.
If I can get up and get over there. Oh.
Hi, how you doing? Call for an ambulance? How long has this been going on?
It started around 5:30, 6 o'clock. All right, guys, the police are here. I'm going. I'll see you later.
Me?
No.